All right, guys, welcome to the 92 Mesh Group channel. This is your home for the air raid offense on YouTube and podcasts and all those other good places that we are these days. And this is Coach Coltharp, and I've got Coach Dular with me. I think he's getting a haircut, so he doesn't have his picture up today. And I'm joined today by a special guest, Hewitt Tomlin, who is the CEO of Teambuilder. And if you're not sure about Teambuilder, we'll talk to you about Teambuilder here in a second. But I hope everybody is doing the right things and staying away from folks and doing some good tele-networking, social distancing. I did a great podcast this morning for Coach Grandetti on Twitter. So if you haven't checked any of his stuff out, he's doing different guys like 5 or 6 times a day. Follow him at @coach_G32. I did a shallow cross clinic with him this morning, so that was really cool to do that. But I'm glad to have Hugh and Teambuilder on with us today, is because, you know, we had been talking about doing a video about weight training and strength and conditioning for a long time. And they have a platform and they're on Twitter and some stuff like that. And it's @Teambuilder. It's BUILDR.
Just DR, kind of like Huddle a little bit. We took a couple.
Yeah, just the R. So it's TeamBuildR. So check that out. And we'll have some links in the descriptions and things like that. So I started looking around and they have all kind of different things. So Hugh, if you will, just kind of tell us a little bit about what Teambuilder does and what your platform offers. And then we'll get into some more specific stuff here in a few minutes.
Yeah, happy to, man. Well, I think there's a lot of coaches out there who probably remember walking into the weight room and either getting a sheet of paper from their strength coach or seeing the workout written on the whiteboard. Well, all we did was just kind of take that workout and put it on the smartphone, or we put it on a tablet if your tablet's attached to the weight rack. But more importantly, what we did was we make it easier for coaches to write programs that actually fit the athletes that they're training. If you've got a high school group and you've got freshmen in there, you got seniors in there, if they're all doing the same workout, that's fine. But in an ideal world, you have players doing the workout that's most appropriate for them, and Teambuilder makes it really easy to do that. So basically, we make it easy for coaches to write the best programs they can and get it out to athletes on smartphones or tablets.
That's pretty cool. And you guys, we fight that every day with technology and stuff with kids. And if we can ever make it, really applicable to what we're doing, it makes sense. Now, what other kind of stuff does the software do? Can kids like key in their weights and what they get, and does it report on maxes or anything like that?
Yeah, it does all those things. I think probably the most important thing that it does is that it specifically tells the athlete the exact weight they should be doing, whether you use percentages or some other method. If you have a lot of kids in the weight room, it's hard to make sure everyone's doing the correct weight. So probably the best thing our app does is when an athlete's training and they're giving max effort, our app can tell if they're getting stronger. We use a formula to create a new 1-rep max for them without actually having a max day. Mm-hmm. So if kids are getting stronger quickly, which they do at the high school age, the app will pick it up, will bump their max up. So the next time they step in the weight room, they're going to do higher weights because they're going to continue to challenge themselves as opposed to wait to the next max day to kind of get the new 1RM. So that's a big part of it. Other parts include messaging, things like team feed, especially right now, everyone's kind of not near each other. Just having a place where people can go and see other teammates doing lifts, videos, things like that. We do all that stuff.
Cool. Now, how do coaches get a hold of that? Is it like they buy one big package of software? Is it a yearly subscription? Is it by athlete? How does that work?
It's a yearly subscription. It's not too dissimilar from Huddle or these other tools out there. How many athletes do you have? That's going to guide you to the plan of your choice. And then you pay for an annual subscription. That's how it works. I see a lot of schools, the football team kind of starts and then other teams kind of get on board. And, if everyone's kind of chipping in, it becomes pretty cheap across the board. So it's anywhere from $500 per year to $1,200 per year, depending on how many athletes you're training.
Now, what about if, I have no knowledge of the weight room per se, other than I was an athlete, and, I'm the head football coach and I'm in there just kind of, reading books and doing stuff. Will Teambuilder kind of create a program for me to kind of follow myself if I'm not as an expert as maybe some other guys?
Yes. And, let me premise this by saying that, nothing is more valuable than having a certified, experienced strength coach in the weight room designing programs, right? But if you don't have anything like that at all, having a good quality program sourced for you is better than using the one that, was used 20 years ago when you were in college. So we provide a library of training programs. We got 60, maybe more than 60 now. And the primary designer of our programs is actually now at, ground zero for air raid football, Texas Tech. Braden Howard's the assistant, director of athletic performance for football there. Has a ton of experience, kind of came up under some of the leading figures in strength and conditioning, including Gail Hatch, strongest legs in the nation, LSU. That's, years ago. But anyway, these programs are designed specifically for high school students. We have programs that are designed for kids who've never set foot in the weight room. We've got programs designed for people who are considered advanced for high school age. And these programs come with our software. They're one click and load, and they're fully customizable. So you can take our programs and then spin them or modify them any way you want as well.
Shane, what do you think about that? Do you think that's something that y'all would maybe consider doing down at your school? Because, you're kind of a bigger school down in South Carolina.
Yeah, no, because we're definitely, we're old school, kind of like what he said. We still do the Excel sheets when we're still entering those guys' information in there every day. And obviously that takes a long time when you got 150 kids in the program, plus, all the other kids that are in weight with training anyways. So yeah, that seems like it could make things a lot more efficient.
Now, is there like, Hugh, is there like let's say I'm sitting at my desktop in my office and I have testing results. Okay. Can I key that in for the kids before starting them with the app, or what happens once I get a kid and I put him in the app?
Yeah, well, look, if you got testing results, most of the time coaches just send that file to me, to our company. We just upload it for you. And then the other option is that, you can key it in yourself, if you want to go ahead and do that. And then, like I said, you can have a max effort day in the weight room and have everyone type in what they did for a 1 rep max or for a 3 rep max, whatever. And as soon as they type it in the Teambuilder, that becomes their max for that program on until they get stronger or until the coach issues another max day.
Gotcha.
So there's a couple ways going about it. Now, when you collect all this data, if you say you max out 2 or 3 times a year, instead of having 2 or 3 data points on a chart, having Teambuilder log a 1 rep max every time there's a training session, it gives you a better data chart, right? You have more points of data to plot on your graph than just those 2 or 3 max days. The other thing to think about is, and not to get too in the weeds here, but if you think about a high school athlete, when you have a max day, high school athletes are so hormonal. They can come in after having little sleep, stressed out, bad night at home, whatever. You don't know what version of your athlete you're going to get that day. Right. So a 1 rep max day is just a snapshot in the overall profile. If you can smooth that curve out, you get a better idea of how athletes are improving, because we've all been there with an athlete who just came in and had nothing in the tank. And if it's max day that day, then, it's kind of, you're not really giving that athlete a fair shot that day.
Yeah. And I will say this, I don't know if we mentioned this in the opening, but Hugh actually played college athletics himself. So, you're not dealing with a guy who doesn't understand what it is to compete and to strength train at that level. But and I hate that we're kind of in this situation, because I think it would have been so great to talk about this when guys are actually in the weight room with their kids. But, you emailed me the other day and you said, hey, we have another thing that you might like. And I'm going to put the description of what we're fixing to talk about in the videos, but you actually have some at-home, no weight body training programs too, right?
Yeah, that's right. Actually about a year ago, I actually asked for a 5-week program for body weight training if an athlete was ever in a situation where they did not have access to equipment or a weight room. I didn't predict that, we'd be in this situation, but as soon as this happened, I thought, well, hey, I got this program, and I'm going to put it out there for free for coaches to use, because coaches need this. This is going to help, right? So, just staying connected on the web, I started seeing some of the better known strength coaches out there talking about what's important right now in this situation. And Eric Cressy, strength coach, very famous for baseball strength and conditioning, talked about how, the principle of reversibility means that if something takes a long time to build, it takes a long time to lose. And take strength. Strength is a quality that takes a long time to build, but it's going to take a little bit longer to lose strength. But other properties or other qualities, those are more fleeting, quick to ripe, quick to rotten. And kids can lose those qualities if they don't keep up with them right now, at home. And power and speed are two of those properties that they take very little to build up and very little time to lose. So this coach was saying, if my kids do anything right now before they come back to school, I just hope they sprint. I hope they do something really explosive, like jump, throw medicine balls, move really powerfully. And it kind of occurred to me, man, our training program is for strength. It's for aerobic capacity, but I don't have a whole lot for kids to keep up this quality of strength and of power and speed. So we actually launched the second program just yesterday. That's a 5-week speed and power program, 3 days a week. And coaches can assign this, in addition to the strength program, so that kids are still jumping, sprinting, doing plyometrics, and moving quickly, not just moving at all.
Now, so the coach comes to the video, he gets the link to the program from my video or Twitter or wherever we put it. And then what happens? I know when you click on it, it asks you to log in for a trial. So what happens?
That's right. So our programs are available through our app, and typically our app is a 14-day trial. But considering the circumstance, we sat down here and we said, hey, look, we're going to make this free until April 30th.
Oh, wow.
So
that's great.
We're extending it. Anyone who starts now and downloads our program, you're free and clear till April 30th. And look, you can use our program till April 30th and drop us like a bag of potatoes. It's no problem.
Right.
We want you guys to get utility out of it. So if you want it, it's the link. You just start your trial, and then you have access to the program. What you want to do then is you want to find a way to get all your kids onto the app. So you want to create a calendar for them. You want to invite them to the program, and we can help you with this. And then you just simply load that Bodyweight program on the day that you want it to start. And then every single day, the kids will get a notification on their phone that, hey, your workout's ready, your workout's ready. They'll get reminded. And when they start training, they'll start seeing each other on the team feed, and then they can kind of start interacting with the program.
Cool. So you can not only can you give the app to your kid, you can actually put them in as a group, and they can kind of have some accountability with their teammates to say, hey, look, at least I went outside and did some stuff today, or I did some stuff in my living room or whatever, and completed that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you think about a Facebook feed or a Facebook group, we just created that specifically for the strength program.
Wow. That's pretty good. Shane, what do you think that's something that you guys would probably do?
Well, it's that wouldn't be totally up to me, but I got a couple questions about it though. When you said they're entering information, does that mean each kid has got the app on their phone?
That's right. Every kid's got the app on their phone with their personal program.
All right. So, but the school's paying for a subscription to it for the however many athletes they have?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so I'm assuming we have the coaches would be able to access the master list and be able to manipulate any of the data. And we could, like if we were walking around with an iPad, we could put the data in ourselves if they don't have their cell phone.
Yeah, that's exactly right. If they didn't have the cell phone and you were recording the stuff, you could do it on your iPad, your computer. And look, you can even print the cards out of Teambuilder if you wanted to as well. We provide the same kind of service, but any way you want to slice it and get the data in there, you can do it, coach or athlete.
Okay. All right. And I'm assuming you put whatever lifts we're doing, we can create those in there somehow, or is it just kind of a generic set rep thing you set up? I mean, how's that work?
So although we can provide exercises and instructional videos and set and rep schemes, you can edit all of it. So take our 5-week bodyweight program, right? It's a 4-day split, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. But if you wanted to add a day or take away a day, you could. If you wanted to modify the exercises, swap them out, delete them, add new ones, you've got carte blanche to do that. Yeah.
All right. So we'll still be using our workouts.
Yes.
Customize all that. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's probably Shane, that's a great question. You can tell Shane's been running weight rooms a lot longer than I do. I always find somebody smarter than me and let them do it, to be honest. But Shane, Shane's been in the weight room, and I know that's going to be a question a lot of coaches are going to have is this customizable? Because one thing about football coaches, we're real stubborn about what we like, and it's really hard for us to give it away. It's really hard for us to give it away. Like, I really like that shallow cross. I don't know about this other play. So, and then that goes in the weight room as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, hey, what's your website, Coach? Hugh, is this teambuilder.com, correct?
Yeah, teambuilder.com. And, if you're having trouble spelling it, you can just Google it and figure it out. But teambuilder.com, once you get there, you can kind of poke around. But when you start that free trial, it'll say 14-day free trial, but just keep in mind, right now, it's going to go till April 30th.
So you're not shutting down any of the trials until April 30th?
Yeah, we're not going to. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, as of this week, anyone who started a trial is going to get to keep it till April 30th.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at your website right now. I just kind of went over there, and I see that you guys got, like I said, the mobile, the online training program that you have as well. Bunch of different things, man. You could play around and surf around on this thing for a long time. You have a blog, I see, where people can ask social distancing with Teambuilder. Here you go.
Yeah.
And different kind of stuff. So yeah, it's really, really intriguing. And like I said, I really wanted, guys, I really was trying to have Hugh on to kind of do something a little different in the off season, because I always like to bring some things in, whether it's Just Play or Team Extreme or Teambuilder. I like to go out and find these guys, and when I talk to them a little bit and realize that they're really about coaches, I want to bring them on the channel and kind of help them out. So just really, really excited. I will put the links to the workouts in the video. I will also tweet the links to the free workout, bodyweight workouts and speed programs. There's two different ones. There's a bodyweight workout, right? And then there's speed and power workout, correct?
Yeah, it's in the speed and power workout. All you need is a medicine ball or something heavy. But it's
or you're like your little brother. Will that be all right too? Could you?
I had 3 little brothers. I did a lot of things. I could get the full spectrum of training with my 3 younger brothers.
Yeah. Okay. So if you don't have a medicine ball, just throw it around your little brother or something. I don't know. but yeah. So I think this is really great. I think it's right on time. And I commend you guys for helping us coaches out, especially those of us who aren't as adept at strength and conditioning as maybe some of the other ones, but providing this for free for 5 or 6 weeks for kids is pretty awesome, and I really do appreciate that. So we'll tweet it out. We'll get you we'll get some more information on the webpage as far as what Teambuilder is doing as well. And then if you guys want to hit Hugh up, just go at Teambuilder on Twitter. They'll get back to you really, really fast. He was really easy to get in touch with. And if you want to talk about some of what they do from when we get back in school, because their weight room stuff seems pretty cool too. Looking at some of the different products and things that they do in the weight room.
Yeah, the 10-week spread offense and defense program. Again, that originated with the coaches at Texas Tech. I basically asked them, I said, hey, is there something that we can give high schools that will, condition them as best as possible to run the offense and to defend against the spread offense? And they deliver that to me. So that's been a big one for us. It's just that spread offense, defense, training programs, conditioning, strength hybrid.
Yeah, so that'll be pretty cool, especially if we are able to get back to our summer programs. I think I think spring ball is probably a wash for most folks. I talked to a couple of coaches in Ohio yesterday, and they're pretty much shut down. I mean, from the college all the way to the preschool football. So
yeah,
I talked to folks too. I think Ohio, Kentucky, California. I mean, they're already done for the year, and I think a lot of us will probably be following suit, unfortunately.
Yeah, so that makes this even more important as we get back into the summer and try to bring our kids back to the fold. And we all know that, especially with football, if you start the year off with a good football season, it makes the school year go a lot easier. Everything is a lot better. And anything we can do to enhance the strength and conditioning of our athletes is only going to make their experience better and make them safer as well. So.
It's true. If you stick your head in the strength and conditioning conversations, I think what you're going to find is that coaches will be quick to warn other coaches, you don't expect your kids to come back from the summer and go full throttle, in preseason camp, because you can't replicate practice intensity. You can't replicate game intensity. If they miss some time getting better, getting stronger and more conditioned, you got to ease them back into it. If we flip the switch on too quickly, we're putting the kids at risk. So I think you expect to hear that conversation taking place.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that's going to be different with this situation is, I know in the past, a lot of us coaches felt like it was an arms race. In the summertime, if I miss a day in the summer, I'm falling behind Johnny, who's, Shane down there in South Carolina, because they're getting after it. So if we're not getting after it, You know, we play Forest Hills week 1, and you're like, you know, we're dogging it in the summertime. What do you think Forest Hills doing? Well, you know, Forest Hills right now is doing the same thing you are. They're trying to figure out what they can do without their coaches. So, you know, kind of the playing field is a little bit more level as far as all that's concerned. And but like I said, when you tweeted me that stuff about the bodyweight stuff, I wanted to get that out as fast as possible. And I appreciate you, you know, making some time with us this afternoon to get on here, and we'll get this stuff out. And like I said, guys, if you got any questions for Hugh, hit him up at Teambuilder. If you got any questions for me, you can follow me at Coach Coltharp on Twitter, and Coach Coltharp at 92meshgroup.com email. And then Shane is out as always is Doobie Dular at Doobie Dular on Twitter, and you can reach him at Doobie Dular or is it Doobie at Dular Air Raid Coach? Is that your email?
Dular. Yeah, Dular. I mean, it's Doobie at DularAirRaid.com.
Yeah, and if you haven't checked out Shane's website, check that out. It's Dular Air Raid. He's got some really good stuff on there, and I've told you guys a bazillion times. He's one of the smartest air raid guys I know. So, Hugh, man, I appreciate you coming on the channel with us today.